right. Um, all right. Everyone, welcome to our first of two MyPLNs. Um, this is the getting started. It's okay if you know about skies. You're still welcome to come back to this as many times as you like. And then we also have one tomorrow. You're also welcome to come with that, to come to that one if you've been to this one or if you've been using skies. So my name is James Maloney. It rhymes with baloney. Please call me James. I'm one of the co-founders of Skies. That means I'm one of the people that created this program that I'm going to talk to you about. So you can ask me anything. I should be able to answer it. And we're joined with two of our amazing team members, Ami and Carla. And me and Julius used to have to do everything ourselves. And we really felt like we made it in this world when our company was big enough to hire a team. And now we have people like Carla and Ami helping us support all of our teachers. And so we're going to be helping you guys get started with Skies today. And so let me just get started with, how do you, find Skies if you're right now kind of wondering, where it is and you didn't see the link in the Zoom, I just want to tell you, you can always type Skies and Learn, one word or two, and it's going to be the very first link in Skies. So I know we got a lot of LAUSD teachers. They're used to doing things through Schoology. We super support Schoology, but we also have lots of teachers that use Google Classroom, and we super support that as well. And so if you just need to find Skies, type in Skies Learn. It's going to be the first link. Okay. Now, logging in. I just want to right off the bat jump to this down here, this Google button. Okay, there's a red border. It's got a G. Sorry, by the way, um, I apologize if you're having to jump back and forth between screens. Hopefully, you've got sort of two screens set up. If you haven't got, I'm saying two screens. I mean like two windows. I only have one screen. Um, Sometimes it helps if you press escape, the escape key, because then you can have me on one side and you can have your window on the other. And so all you have to do is click this Google button. And when you click the Google button, it should pop up. You should see your email. If you don't see your email, then click use another account and type in your school email. And after you do that, um, if you have not used Skies before, it's going to ask you to click confirm, and it's going to ask you to click a register button that's going to appear. And then you'll be in. We've been putting the link to the course in the chat right here. Here's the link, and it looks like 10 of you are in. But if you're logging in, um, by going to the website and clicking the link, then you'll want to enter a code. And there's a button that says, enter code that you can usually find at the top of the screen. And then when you click that, you can type the code in and um, excuse me, and you'll then be here. And from your point of view, the only thing you're going to see is oops, there we go. There's one card that says, welcome to MyPLN. And I'm just going to tell my son, who's 11 and is in the sixth grade, that mom will come pick you up. Okay, great. All right. So, uh, what is Skies? Skies is just a lesson maker, okay? And I'm gonna show you how easy it is to use and how it's gonna make your life easier. I'm gonna turn on a second card, and this sign-in sheet, it's really only necessary for LAUSD teachers that want to get some MyPLN credit. But of course, we love feedback, so feel free to fill in the sign-out sheet. And a lot of you um, like to report the PD that you do, and we can give you a certificate for participating. So feel free to fill that out. We'll have another one at the end. We'll give that to you before the end, so that no one's feeling rushed. I want to try to get you out of here by 5. We're going to stick around helping everybody as much as you need it. Um, okay, so I want to get started with skies by turning on a second card here and going back to my student view and just kind of show you this is what skies is in a nutshell. It's like a PowerPoint, okay? And I gave up using PowerPoint like a decade ago, but like if you guys still use PowerPoint or you use Google Slides, that's great. I love it. You can import that stuff, okay? But right now I'm just sort of being lazy, and skies is much easier to do kind of things from scratch. So I'm just making stuff here in skies. And so right now there's 3 cards, and there's this card right here that says hello. This is like my SEL card. Okay, it says how are you doing? What school are you from? And what grade do you teach? Okay. Um, and I put like a little sentence starter here. And so there's a big button. If you don't see this big button, just kind of scroll down. um, I don't know how, I don't assume anyone sort of knows anything about technology. So, if you're not someone who's been used to the 2-finger pan, you can take 2 fingers and kind of rest them on your trackpad. And if you move them up and down, and later as I turn on more cards, you'll be able to, move left and right. And you should be able to see these cards down here. And whenever you can respond to a card, you're going to see this big button. And if you click on the button, just pops up, and you can see right here it says, okay, how are you? I can say, okay, I'm James, and I teach all subjects,
I'm
K
finding
12,
you.
because I work with teachers at schools
Nomás
all over LAUSD, right? And then I just hit save, and that's it. There's my answer, and I can see that actually 2 other people have already answered, and here's the thing. Skies Skies is designed to just be the easiest thing you could use, and to make your life easy. Make it easy to take all your various parts of your lesson, right? I mean, what is a lesson? It's a Google slide with some worksheets and an activity and a website, right? And it's all over the place. With Skies, you can have it all organized in one place. And teachers tell me they love that. It really simplifies their life. And then they can have the students responding. And so today I'm pretending to be the teacher for now, and you guys are pretending to be the students. And I'm just showing you what this looks like. If you look at my screen, you can see that, and actually we've allowed you guys, I checked this box right here, which says allow students to view other responses. So if you guys decide to, you guys can actually look down here and start clicking through, and you can see what the other teachers wrote. Skies has this slick way of kind of expanding things, so I can see them. I can be like, oh, wow, welcome, Kai. We got a 5th grade teacher from Buchanan. Awesome, Buchanan. We've been at Buchanan for a long time. Welcome, Sarah. Teaches science at Eagle Rock. Eagle Rock High School. Awesome. We've been at Eagle Rock Magnet for years and years and years. And we've had a couple teachers at Eagle Rock High School, so I really want to work with you guys. We've got Patty. Welcome, Patty. Um, Patty's from a school I don't work with, Stanley Mosque. Cool. Moving from 3rd grade to 5th grade. Welcome, Isabella. Teaches 4th grade at Glendale. Glen Hill. Welcome, Kathleen, 3rd grade teacher from Stonehurst. Awesome. We've got Stonehurst as one of our partners. Welcome, Sonia. I'm also excited about the end of the year. Yes, teaches 1st grade for now. Who knows where we're going to be next year, right? Who knows what grade we're going to be teaching? And Skies is very flexible. So I'll tell you how many, going back to Buchanan, I remember, I don't know if the teacher who's at Buchanan now has been there long enough that they remember what was her name? Patty. I'm going to think of her name in a second. She was a kindergarten teacher who never used technology, and then Skies came along, and she loved it. And when she was like anti-technology, and then she started using Skies, and I remember one of her last years she was moving into a 2nd grade, and another teacher was in kinder, and she was so excited. She's like, I shared all my kinder materials. So hi, Sonia. Hi, Monique. Teach at 9th Street. Awesome. Robles. Hello. Over at West Adams. Awesome. We've had some connections to West Adams. Welcome, Lauren from Bernstein. Uh, awesome. Welcome, Sandra from Ninth Street. Also, if you're looking at my screen, you notice I can see that, Sandra is like editing her card. I'm going to come back to the importance of that. Welcome, Jessica from Stonehurst, Stacy from a cool public community service school, Diego Rivera. Awesome. Anna, welcome at Bridge Street. Alex Polytechnic. Jing Ting, welcome from Braddock. And Jacqueline from Legit. Now, I want to tell you that one thing that uh, I hear from teachers all the time about why Skies makes their life easy, way easier, and just helps them is because they say, um, this is a direct quote. I mean, and I've heard this quote a million, well, you know, dozens of times. Teachers have said, the thing about Skies is I can actually have all of my students participate. Okay, did you hear what I said? All of my students participate, every class, right? And when I go down to the bottom, I can see, oh, and no rush, Madeline, no rush, Zavaleta, posting right now is not essential, but you can see who's missing work, right? You see down here, it says missing work, right? And so with Skies, for the first time for many teachers in 25 years of teaching, they can actually hear from every single student every time. And what they can do is this. And so I'm going to show you one of the things which I just want to start off to demonstrate the impact Skies has on your lives, because the biggest impact we can have in a classroom is the teacher. And research has shown one of the biggest impacts a teacher can have on students is timely feedback. And we know how hard that is to give kids timely feedback because a million things are going on. And that's why I had a teacher take me by the collar and say, James, like, show this to teachers. Okay. So watch this real quick. Watch my screen for a second. And I'm going to do this. Now, don't worry if you don't get a perfect score, don't worry. I'm an easy grader. Everyone's going to get a good grade. Okay. But the teacher showed me this. They said, James, show teachers how quickly you can have all of the students respond. You can see who's missing. And then you can press this button over here, which says select. You can come over here and you can select the ones, like maybe you guys will be able to figure out why I'm selecting these teachers right here. Okay, I'm going to select you guys. All right, I'm selecting you, you. All right, just a few more here. All right. And all of you guys are going to get a 2. Okay, for now, don't freak out. Okay, everybody else, okay, you guys, you're all going to get a 4. All right. I just graded everybody. Everybody got feedback. Now, the people that got a 4, they know they're great. They can, move on to the next thing. These people that got a 2, why'd they get a 2? I'm going to come down here where it says feedback, and I'm going to say, please add punctuation. Great job. And Skies actually remembers your feedback. So if this is the last thing I typed, I can come over here and hit paste, 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 paste. And all of you guys know that you need to go back and correct your punctuation if you actually want to get a 4. And while you're doing that, I can actually walk over and help, Carla and the other people that really need help. And if I go over here and I spread out all this, let's see if anybody, oh, thank you very much, Kathleen. If everyone looks at my screen, you can notice when you edit your card, oh, like Jing, thank you, Jing. Jing is editing her card, right? And that's exactly what students do. Students want to be smart. Like, they just get bored really easily. They don't have an attention span. Technology engages them. It hooks them. Students that don't like technology don't like the technology the teacher is using. Students love technology. They want to use technology. And so when I do this, now I can go back to my grades and I can be like, okay, oh, I haven't graded Fune yet. Oh, great. I'm going to give you a 4. But all these other people, look, they edited their work. It's regradable work. I can say, all you guys now get a 4. Good job. You listened to me. Right. And so that quickly, you can give students feedback in class. And I'm going to show you how that not only works with open-ended responses like this, but also works with boring worksheets. How you can take a boring worksheet and make it super fun, more engaging, and it's not going to turn your stack of papers into a stack of digital papers that then you got to go home and, well, at least I don't have to carry this big box of papers. It's on a thumb drive. No, no, you're going to be able to grade your worksheets right there, and I'm going to demonstrate that. So, um, so this is Skies in a nutshell. I'm going to turn on some other cards just to demonstrate. You know, with Skies, you could put in links. Like this next card is a link to our Facebook page. I'm just putting it there. So, you know, I hope you have a chance to go and follow us and like our Facebook. We also have a YouTube channel, right? So please check out our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. That would be amazing. This is a picture of me last time. Let me delete this and show you what I did here. I'm gonna make a card. I'm gonna add a new card, but I'm gonna add a picture card, and I'm gonna take a picture. You know, here I am. Right, that's me, James. I like the other picture better. I was wearing my uniform. But my name is, you know, James. My phone number is 626-905-1336. You guys can feel free to text, call me whenever you like. And here's my email, james@skieslearn.com. And so with Skies, basically, you can make these cards, you know, but if you already have the cards, if you found your favorite set of slides during the pandemic, that's great. I'll show you how you can use them on Skies. Okay. So, um, so what Skies is a lesson maker. It's not a new program that tries to teach reading or math or whatever. It's a tool. I say it's a new tool, but we've been around for 10 years that helps you get the most out of your existing curricula. You can take curricula that you've been, you know, using for 25 years, and you can finally package it and organize it all in one place. You can turn things on and off so you don't overwhelm the kids. You can differentiate, you can do stations, you can do groups, unlike any other program, right? Like you've been seeing me like turn program, you've been seeing me as I've been doing this, I've been sort of like turning cards on and off. But if I wanted to, I could actually be turning things on for specific people. I could say, you know, I just want to turn this card on for Alexandra and Anna. You know, they're in my station one group, right? And I'm gonna turn another card over here for someone in group two. I'm actually gonna turn this on for everybody. But there's no other program that really allows you to take your lesson and really differentiate it. Be like, okay, here's an easy card I'm going to give to everyone. Here's a super scaffolded card that I'm just going to turn on for some students that have special needs and they're embedded in my class, you know, or you know, here is an advanced card that I'm going to turn on for these students that uh need some need to work on something because they finished early. So the reason why skies will literally change your life. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't changing people's lives. I would go get some physics job. You know, the reason I'm doing this is because I love teaching. I love teachers. Teachers don't have enough support. And I actually, you know, have sat with 10,000 teachers and they've told me about what sucks about the job and what's great about the job. And I take notes and then I go back and I try to make skies better. Okay. And if you know any other program that does that, you know, tell me because no one has told me yet. So it's going to save you tons of time grading. It's going to save you tons of time printing paper. It's going to allow you to organize things, and it'll work with your LMS. So it'll make your LMSs, which suck, much easier to use. And and the other thing I just want to emphasize is that you guys are all going to get free licenses as part of our MyPLN offer. Being part of this, you all get a free license so that you can use Skies. You can play with it this year. You can take advantage of our planning that we help teachers do over the summer, so you can get stuff ready to go. And then in the fall, you can use it all year for free. A lot of the new schools I mentioned don't have Skies partnerships. You guys can use Skies absolutely for free all year. And the only thing that we ask is when your principal comes and observes you and their jaw drops and says, what is this program? I've never seen anything like this. Just say, oh, you know what? I actually know the guy. He's a pretty nice guy. He'd love to help other teachers here and and just introduce us. And so the thing that really blows a lot of teachers' minds is that we have these two buttons in Skies that allow you to get instant support and also see what other teachers are doing, making lessons and share lessons. And so, I can see the button down here if I can zoom in right here, and and so if you're someone that's like nervous about trying something new, Skies is the program for you because you're doing something and you're a little bit nervous. You don't know if it's right. If you did something, you just press this button, and usually Carla, you see right up there, is right there chatting with you. What's going on? How can I help? Oh, the students say they don't see the card. You just need to turn it on. I did it for you. There you go. It's all done. Oh, you got a new student and the district hasn't even set up an email for them yet. Happens all the time. Here's a username and password they can use, So we got your back. Teachers uh they need a lot more support, and we're the program that really tries to differentiate ourselves, and we've also just made like a ton of videos where you can go and you can uh, see these cheat sheets and 2-minute tutorials about how to do things. But we're always like, why don't you just hit the help button? We're just standing by. We'd love to hear about your lesson and what you're trying to do and show you how you could do it on Skies. Because um, I don't care how you teach. Okay. I trust you know how to teach because you've been doing it, for a long time. And so what I would like to do is hear about how you teach and then help you turn that into a very simple Skies lesson that will save you hours so that you don't have to print stuff out anymore. You can give your kids feedback right away because I know, based on what teachers have said to me, as well as the research, that when you give kids feedback timely, when they're doing the stuff in the moment, it makes a huge impact. Um, we also have a sign up sheet where you guys can actually sign up for something that we call a one-on-one. Okay. Uh, I didn't know about Vygotsky, okay, before I started doing this. Okay, teachers are the ones that taught me about educational theory and social cultural theory and how it's important to work together and the zone of proximal development. But when they taught me, when you teachers taught me about ZPD, I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense because whenever we've tried to train teachers in a group, it doesn't work out so well. But whenever we meet with a teacher one on one and we ask them how they teach and we meet them where they're at their zone of proximal development and say, hey, that's great. Why don't you just start with this? Then it works great. And so there's your chance to get a one on one meeting to meet with someone from our team where you can tell us how you teach and we'll help you make a lesson. We're also going to do that today. And so uh, let me show you some basics of Skies. I'm going to show you a couple basics things that Skies can do and want to let you practice. And then we'll break out into breakout rooms and we will help you guys um, get started. So one thing to know about Skies is that in the upper left corner, there is a menu button, which first grade teachers taught me to call the hamburger. So there's the hamburger right here. And if you hit the hamburger, then uh, this uh, table of contents appears. And so this presentation is actually a folder and it's got little lessons inside, and one of them is called filling in pages. And so I'm going to go to filling in pages first, and I have two worksheets, and I want to start with how Skies can take a boring worksheet and not only like make it more fun, but make it just less of a nightmare to grade. Okay. So, for those of you that would like to try this, you can hit the hamburger, you can go to filling in pages, and what you guys should see, if I go down and pretend I'm a Sky student, is you should just see two cards. And, if you scroll down again, you'll see those two you'll see a big button under each one. And if you just press the button, it's going to allow you to fill out the worksheet. And you'll notice that this worksheet was like a cut and paste worksheet. And Skies automatically detected the lines and allows you to click so you can pick it up. You don't have to drag it. And then you can move it and figure out where it goes. And you can get the next one, put it there, next one. And and if you make a mistake, you can move things around. And when you're done, in the upper right corner, you can hit done. Um, this is a super fun, cool feature that is really flexible. You can see how the kids solved it. You can with this feature, you can do all sorts of fun things. You see kids coloring. Uh, we have a highlighter, which is used for the big kids when they're doing note taking and highlighting. But for little kids, they use it for coloring. So they'll do the worksheets. They'll color. They can erase. Um, they can type. Um, if I go back to the pencil, you can see there's even like these little figures here. Like if I wanted to draw circles for some counting collections, super flexible. And, so it's like Cami on steroids, but it can do way more when it comes to what really matters, which is giving kids feedback, giving kids feedback. Um, it's a pain. I know it's a pain to because teachers tell me about what a pain it is to grade, to collect all the notebooks, to collect all the papers, to, the teachers that tell me, oh, it's not a pain. They tell me about these elaborate ways they've, figured out to do all their grading. And so we've really been trying to make this easy. Okay. Um, so, if you have a worksheet in Skies, like this worksheet that I had here, and I have this worksheet over here on my desktop. I have a bunch of worksheets. This is the cut and paste worksheet. All I had to do was take this and just drag it into Skies, and then there it is. It's on Skies, and I can allow I could allow students to fill it out. Now, if you have a worksheet like this, the second worksheet, um, when you click on this button, same button, right? You press on the T. Please don't write the words, type them in. You'll notice that as soon as you click on the T, the boxes just appear. You no longer have to take your Google Slides and add these boxes, or the kids seesaw. The kids got to like put the box in the right place, and some of the kids have like ADD. The parents and the teachers, they complain about, the parents and the kids both complain about it. Skies makes the boxes for you, and you can come right here. You can say, okay, upset, tab, problems, tab, helpful, tab, right? And you can just go through. So do me a favor. I want to demonstrate something that is pretty cool about worksheets. And so for those of you willing to kind of manage two, windows and fill out this worksheet, go ahead and type in your answers. Press the button, press T, and type them out. But do me a favor: do not try to get 100%. Okay, if you got 100%, uh, that's okay. Those of you, like for example, Jessica, you circled the answers, but Jessica, if I'm just going to show you real quick, if you edit your card and then you press edit drawing, you can go back and you can press T and you could type stuff in. And I'd like you to intentionally type a few wrong, because I'm gonna just demonstrate how easy your life's gonna get if you do something like this on Skies. And so I think it's really going to make a stronger point if you all didn't get it correct, right? So intentionally try to get uh, one or two of those wrong. Um, while I'm letting you guys, do that, I just also want to point out one thing that teachers tell me they hate about worksheets is that, you end up, it's like kind of all or nothing. They wish they could like mask the worksheet or chunk it into pieces. Skies actually has this ability to chunk things so that I can like take the worksheet and break it down into like several different pieces. and I could say, run the chunker, and it would break it up into three different pieces so that um, maybe I want to, get the kids started with the easy one. And if the kids finish early, I want to let them work on the more advanced ones. Okay. Wow. 9 of you have already submitted. Fantastic. Great job. 10. Okay. I'm going to give you guys just a few more seconds. Um, uh, and then I'll go over these. And while I'm giving you a few seconds, if anybody had a question they weren't able to get answered in the chat, or they think it'd be easier to unmute themselves and ask a question, feel free. Go ahead, unmute yourself, ask a question. But we're also monitoring the chat, so feel free to ask questions in the chat. And if there's a question in the chat we can't answer, Ami or Carlo will let me know so I can answer them. Okay, cool. Nice. Thanks, Jessica. Wow, Jessica went through and it looks like you even like erased what you had circled before. That's fantastic. You didn't have to do that. Okay, 13 of you answered. All right. All right. So what I'm going to do now is try and blow your minds with a feature that no other program has. It gives you the ability to grade worksheets, right? Um, how simple is that? It's like you wouldn't believe it, right? For 10 years, 10 years ago, a teacher said, "Can you make a version of PowerPoint where you could just turn on the slides one at a time, like I've been doing with my cards?" And it's so powerful. And then like, can you invent a way to grade worksheets easily? That would just give me my weekends back. So let me show you how this works. I'm going to go down to the bottom where previously I was at grades, right? I was at grades before, and now I'm going to go to worksheet, right? Grades are for any sort of open-ended responses, right? It's like, say you had kids recording their voice or recording videos or taking pictures, right? Kids can do any of this stuff all in one program, okay? So any of that open-ended stuff, you can grade it just with grades, easy, just like I was showing before. Easy, 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 easy. Worksheets, pain in the butt. So we invented another button called Worksheet Grader. I click on this. What happens? Imagine Skies takes all your worksheets, turns them into transparencies, and stacks them on top of each other. This is what I have right here. And if I draw a box, the way this hand's doing it, like right here, if I draw a box around here, right? It's like a window into what you all wrote. 8 of you wrote upset, the correct answer. And every other program in the world makes teachers go, correct, correct. Skies actually groups them together, right? So you don't have to do that. And I can say, yeah, you 6 got it right, but all of you guys all got it wrong, right? 53%. Now, what I can actually do, I'm going to demonstrate that again, is I can actually press this button and Skies will automatically make the boxes for me, right? I had a middle school teacher flip out and say, "How did you do that?" And I said, "One word, math." And I'm happy to say at that occasion, I got a lot of laughter. There were some nerds in the audience. So right here, I'm going to go to this one and I'm going to say, yeah, these 8 people that said upset, these people got it wrong. And I'll go to the next one. And problems was correct. Now, you two didn't capitalize problems, okay? But I'm an easy grader. You guys are going to get credit. And so is this person that wrote Peeblums. Okay. Everyone else is going to get it wrong. Now I could give I could make it wrong if I wanted to. All right. I can see who did that, but I'm not, I know you were trying to do that. Conflicts got it right. All of you got it wrong. Imagine got it right. This also Imagine got it right. All of you got it wrong. Printed got it right. All the rest got it wrong. Plans got it right. I know you were trying to say plans. L is next to N. All you got it wrong. And then the last one, examples got it right. No, you got it wrong. Have you guys ever graded an entire class of worksheets that fast? Right? I mean, in less than a minute, in less than the time it would take me to make an answer key, I just graded everyone's worksheet. And the thing about worksheets is, how often do the kids get feedback and how often do they get timely feedback, right? It's nobody's fault. It's just a pain in the butt and nobody has invented a technology that does it. So we did that, right? I mean, Julius and I went to Caltech where they make you crawl through mud and and you're just willing to do the very hard problems. And so we were like, okay, this is a hard problem, but we're not afraid of hard problems. We're going to do this because we love teachers. And I can press this button right here that says auto feedback, and you guys all got feedback. You guys all know which ones you got right, which ones you got wrong, and now you can go back and fix it. If I was being like a real tough grader, maybe I could say, you know what? Um, those of you that got, nearly perfect, I'm going to give you a 4. The other ones are going to get a 3. I'll give you a 2, at least a 1 for trying. I don't have to do that. I could just give you total points. I actually don't have to even give you points. When we invented this, we were contacted by like awesome kindergarten teachers. Like one I see in the audience, Miss Curry. It's so great to see you again. And I had kindergarten teachers saying, you know what? I'm using this feature, but I don't want to give my kids grades. Just make an option that says just give the feedback, don't give grades. Just for fun, I'm going to give you guys a grade. But if I go back and I look at your work, you can see now, you guys all got points, right? You can see, and down here, you can see which ones you got right and which ones you got wrong, right? This is, I mean, when I say this is life changing, I'm not being like, you know, I'm being literal because teachers told me, oh, this changed my life. Like now when I go to my family barbecue, I don't take papers with me because they're all graded. I love it. I love it when teachers tell me I never take work home to grade. And so many teachers have said that to me. I'm like, I'm going to keep doing this for the rest of my life because I love hearing that teachers, lives got easier. So that's one thing about Skies, is that you can take a boring worksheet and make it fun, accommodating, engaging, and you can actually give kids feedback, before they leave the class. Um, and so, any questions about this? Actually, in the class tomorrow, teachers get practice using the worksheet grader. Um, any questions or comments? I want to make sure I don't lose anybody before I move on to the next section, which is about student voice. Um, and by the way, if I wanted to go into my grade book and press my Schoology button because I'm in LAUSD or one of the other places use Schoology or Google Classroom, I could press that button. And guess what? Not only would Skies post the assignment in your LMS with a link, it would also transfer the grades to your grade book. And it's super flexible, which grades you want to go, which grades you don't want to go. So worksheets get used a lot. This is one of the easiest, most helpful things that, teachers talk to me about, beyond the thing I showed you a second ago when I just graded everybody's open-ended responses. So now I'm going to go into the next section. So if you hit the hamburger, you can go into the next one, audio and video. And in audio and video, I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn this card off for a second, and I'm just going to demonstrate something. If you look at my screen, I'm going to show you something. Excuse me, sorry about that. It's persistent cough, pneumonia. Oh my gosh, it's the worst. So when you make a card in Skies, teachers have told me that it would behoove me to show teachers these two features. Obviously, I can write a question. How are you doing? Okay, whatever. But they say like, show them image search. And when I was like, what do you mean like show them image search? Like that is the most basic feature that we made. Like, why is that your favorite feature? They're like, what am I supposed to do? Show them how I can do a search for shapes. And there's the shapes, it just pops right up. I got 15 pages of shapes. Like, no, no, no. Show them this. And I never tried this before. A first grade teacher from Leo Politi showed me this. She's amazing. She did an image search and she typed, and I'm gonna type what she typed, but you could do this for any grade, right? First grade nouns activity sheet or worksheet. Boom. You got pages of worksheets here that I could, import and have students fill out. The second thing they said to show is videos. When I do a video, again, I could do like Khan Academy. I'm gonna do morning song, Kinder, just because I know secondary teachers, when they see technology, they're like, oh, that's obvious. But if we have some elementary teachers, a lot of times you got to understand that the technology has to be easy, easy, easy for the elementary teachers, especially in first and kinder, to use it. And so I show them this. You say, okay, here's your videos, right? I pick the video that I want. Now, here's the thing. If I press save, right, and this video pops up, all the kids are going to start watching this video. But with Skies, I can turn the video on, I can turn the video off, right? If Alexandra is misbehaving, right, I can turn the video off for Alexandra, right? Turn it on, right? So it really allows you to differentiate. And so you can take all your videos. And the other thing is that when I press play, you'll notice if you're looking at my screen, there was no advertisement, right? You don't have to go to some sketchy third-party website to block the advertisement, right? We do that for you. And so uh so videos are huge. And so is audio. And so here's a card that I made. I simply did an image search and I said like little kids playing soccer, something like that, And then I went through and I picked a picture that I liked. Okay. And so there's the picture right here. And all I did was I said, okay, this time when um sorry, I'm just making sure I'm not behind in my schedule here. I'm probably behind in my schedule. Okay. 45 minutes is up. The thing is, all I'm doing is allowing the kids to respond and saying, okay, you can record your voice and you can put a recording limit. And now from a student's point of view, it could be like this. They press this and they say, I see a kid with a red shirt holding a ball and they have green socks on and they look very happy. And here's the cool thing. Teachers do this in secondary. Teachers do this from 12th grade down to first grade. I've seen kids with iPads. By the way, if any of you guys are in kinder or first grade and use iPads, use the app. Don't use the web. We have a really sweet app. And so the kids will play it. I see a kid they'll be like, oh, I didn't do it good. Let me retake it again. I see kids with a red shirt and they'll record it. They'll get it just right. They'll make their point. Like they'll make their case for their argument for whatever you said, right? You can just say, okay, guys, I'm giving you 5 minutes, record it. You can go help the kids that need it. And then you come back 5 minutes later and you've got all of the students that have posted and you can go through all their responses. And that was a great quote that I took home from a teacher that was at Nimitz Middle School this year. He said, James, I've been teaching ELA. I've got a lot of Spanish speaking students. I've been teaching for 25 years. This is the first time in my life that every single class I can get I can hear from every student. I can hear from every student. I can like they can post, they can record themselves, and I can go through. And if I just want to point out that back here, when I was having you guys respond, um, and you guys were writing in English, if I had translated this, if I had said, let's put this into Spanish, right? Not only is your lesson translated, but the student responses are translated. The feedback or conversations between students is translated, right? So you can actually have families helping their kids more because they can see it in other languages. You actually have students. I have had so many like teary moments in the classroom where kids for the first time are seeing their work on screen with the other kids displayed in English. Because if you wrote it and if you had a Spanish speaking student that couldn't speak English, that was like sumimasen, recording themselves, and then the teacher went up and presented all the students' work and the teacher just had it in English, you would actually see, their words in English. And so it really breaks down barriers. So for the first time, you can really get all your students participating, complete sort of equitable, scaffolding support, and your life will get easier. You won't be printing so many papers and you won't be spending so much time grading. I promise. I promise you that's a promise I can keep, and we have the support that will make you successful. I promise we can make you successful in skies. So moving on, if you hit the hamburger, um, if you're in audio video, you're going to want to go up one level to interactive skies presentation, and then you can go into teachers make lessons. And what we'd like to do now is break into breakout rooms and to help you make a lesson. And elementary teachers basically just going to make you just make one course. High school teachers, you make decide which prep you want to make, but we have the ability to have separate periods because we know teachers usually want to share their course between all the periods that have the same course. And what we're going to do is try to help you make a welcome card, a card asking students to record something, and a worksheet and a YouTube video with a follow-up question about what you learned in the video. And when you're done, you'll try to take your code for the course and post it, uh, uh, or put a link. We have a link right here. You can press copy, and you'll copy the link into the card. You'll come over and just paste the link right there, so that we can check on you and make things are okay. And then we have the sign out sheet, which I'll go ahead and turn on just so nobody's worried about like having a technical malfunction and not having it. Because if you're doing this for credit, we have the Zoom recording, how long people have been here, or whatever, so you can get your credit. But we appreciate the feedback. So um, we're gonna break into breakout rooms now. I'll be in one breakout room. Carl will be another breakout room. Ami will be around to help people having technical issues if you need to move between breakout rooms or whatever. And I'm gonna help you guys make a simple lesson using Sky so that you guys could then give it a try and get started.